Hello guys, welcome to RICIP-FC, and in this video I'm going to bring to you Premier League free agents on Sorare this summer. So there's quite a few to get through, but let's get straight into the video. Very interesting to see where these guys end up. So first we've got Soyuncu of Leicester. Apparently rumours are saying that Atletico Madrid are quite interested and there's talks ongoing there. But yeah, decent player for Leicester. Surprised that he's going. He didn't actually play his last couple of games, but I think he could be very good in a stronger team like Atletico Madrid. I mean, if we look here, 29 there. He has spent a lot of the season injured, but when he does keep a clean sheet, he's also a Turkey international. His all-round game is pretty good. I think he could be a good option. £5.66. £5.66 for his limited, £54 for his rare. I think he's a good option. Pick him up cheap maybe in the summer. Next, we've got Naby Keita of Liverpool. Currently sitting quite high, which is surprising. £16 for his limited, despite limited game time at Liverpool. £64 for his rare, which is probably better value than the limited in my opinion. He's obviously a central midfielder, not had much game time at all at Liverpool this season. But if we go to his all-time, you know, he can put in the scores. He really can put in the scores. As you can see here, he's got a few decisives. His all-round game's not the worst, but it's not particularly good either, to be honest. He's putting in the odd 12, 5s, 15 there. Nothing to write home about, but he is capable. He is capable, and he has played internationally as well for Papua New Guinea. So, 28 years of old, there's still life in Naby Keita, I would say. Let's move on to the next one. Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura is leaving Tottenham this summer. Scored in his last game for Tottenham. That must have been nice for the Tottenham fans. Disappointing season for Tottenham, I imagine. Missing out on the European slots. Apparently looking at Celtic's manager, which could be interesting. The main thing is going to be whether they sign Kuleveski and whether they hold on to Kane, in my opinion. As a Man United fan, I would love to bring Kane over to Manchester United, and this is his real opportunity to jump ship, maybe win a trophy. No disrespect to Tottenham fans, you know, at all. But yeah, Moura sitting at £11.40 for his limited, £75 for his rare. Again, what is his card? Is it classed as a forward on Sorare? Let's have a look. Yes, it's a forward card. Yeah, he's had limited game time, injuries as well. But if we go to his all-time, you know, he would be classed as a Tottenham legend, especially the stuff he did against Ajax in the Champions League when they had Pochettino. As you can see, he is actually a good scorer, and he really can just come up with decisives. Yeah, I think he could be a good option. £11, maybe quite pricey. It depends on where he ends up, to be honest. Could be good somewhere like Atletico Madrid, somewhere in Spain. We'll see. Next one, Yerry Mina, cheap option, 28 years of age, £3.35, Everton centre-back, £29 for his rare. His L40s and L15s are actually okay, despite Everton's very difficult season. 2 good scores there. If we go to his all-time, we can see he's quite a consistent performer when the team's doing a little bit better, actually. And I believe, yeah, he's a Colombia starter as well. I mean, if you look at his scores for Colombia, pretty good. So internationally, he could also get you some scores there. £3.35, it's not a lot of money, is it? I'm not sure. I've not seen any information about where he could be going. If any of these players, if anyone knows any information that I've not said, please put it in the comments so other people can see it and we can help the community hopefully get some bargains in. But yeah, Yerry Mina, Everton, is on his way out as a free agent, as are all of these players. Next, Adama Traore, £3.56, which is surprising how cheap that is. I suspect he's also a forward card as a right attacking midfielder. Yep, forward cards. He's even got a Barcelona card there. He's a good footballer. It's a strange one, isn't it? His end product is what's questioned a lot of the time. but sometimes he's just unstoppable. He tends to be played more as a sub, but if he could really get to be a starting player in, you know, a competitive team, a more competitive team in Europe, you could really see him flying with decisives. £42 for his rare as well. I think it's worth a cheeky option. Even I might pick him up. 27 still, and he's a beast. I hate playing Wolves when they bring him on. I hate it. He's so hard to tackle. So yeah, Adama Traore I think is a good option for under a fiver. It's a bargain really. Just got to see where he ends up, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? Taking the punt, seeing where they end up. Lanzini of West Ham, central attacking midfielder. He is 30, so he's still got some life in him yet. £4.34 for his limited, £60 for his rare. If we go to his scores, again, he's more of a fringe player for West Ham now, isn't he? And I can see why they're moving him on. But he did have periods where he was doing very, very well, scoring some good goals. I think he scored goal of the season. Was it against Man City? Can't remember who it was against, but it was a cracking goal. Yeah, from outside the area, I remember that. Yep, that's a good option. Lanzini, free agent this summer, under a fiver again. See where he ends up. Next, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, moved to Liverpool and really struggled with injury. It's been quite disappointing for him, I imagine. He has had some moments, but for the most part, he spent a lot of time injured and then struggled to get back into the squad. £5.99 for his limited, £40 for his rare. No question that he is a talented player. But yeah, as you can see, struggling for game time. He did have a long time injured. But yeah, he's still a cheap option. I would personally go with Adama over Oxlade-Chamberlain. Just Adama's got better scores and I think he's got more potential going forward. But yeah, interesting to see if he stays in the Prem or where he goes. Maybe he goes to a Championship side, I don't know. He could get some decent scores in Championship side. You could see his price surge. But yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain is a free agent this summer. Next, Vladimir Coufal, £2.55, very, very cheap. He is a right-sided defender, plays as a wing-back a lot as well. £23 for his rare. And his scores are okay. He had a few periods where he didn't play, but for the most part, he's been quite consistent for West Ham. And he had a very good period here where him and Souček were just killing it. I remember that period. And he also plays for his country, Czech Republic. If you look at his Czech Republic scores, pretty good. Down here as well. Very good scores for Czech Republic, which is good for Euros, UEFA Nations League and World Cup. Czech Republic are a decent team. £2.55, definitely worth a punt. Can't see him staying in the Prem. I think he'll move abroad somewhere. Be interesting to see where he goes. Next, very, very cheap, Diego Costa, Premier League legend, all-round crazy man. 90p for his limited, £12 for his rare. He's had a season at Wolves. With the looks of it, they're not going to extend his contract. Again, not much game time, but he did get a goal there. I don't know where he could go. You could see him going somewhere like Turkey, to be honest. He's 34. He's around that age where they do go to Turkey, and at a decent Turkish team, he could get some goals. He really could. And for 90p, especially if you're like, I don't know, a Chelsea fan or something like that, just pick him up just for the collector's idea of it as well. Bargain, very cheap, free agent, Diego Costa. Next, Willian. From what I've seen, Willian is a free agent, had a very good season at Fulham. His L5 is 69 at the moment, and he's also cheap, £3.29. He will, I believe, try and stay in the Prem or in England, and if not, Europe. He doesn't want to go back to Brazil. He had problems in Brazil where he was getting threats, if I remember, or people trying to break into his home. So he didn't want to go back to Brazil, so I believe he'll try and stay in England if he can. £41 for his rare, £3.29 for his limited, and as you can see, he's been pretty consistent, to be fair. Pretty consistent indeed. I'd like him to stay in the Prem. He's 34 though, so he is getting on for a forward now. But I think it's a good option. Next, Jesse Lingard, former Man United legend. Forward card, left centre striker. He's had a season or two? Is it two now? No, it's one season at Forest. When they came up to the Prem, that's when he joined from us. And apparently he's going to be a free agent this summer as well. £2.47 for his limited, £29 for his rare. Pretty cheap considering his performances for West Ham last season. I imagine that's here where he really smashed it for West Ham. It's just not happened for him at Forest, but I think he really could be back. You know, he really could come back if he goes to another team. So, yeah, Jesse Lingard, let's get through it quick. Yuri Tielemans, £16.88, and I understand why his price has been held. Leicester have been relegated. Very strange, you're just not seeing teams come in for him, and I don't know why. He's a really good central midfielder. He's 26 years of age. I'd love him at United, even if it's just to build more depth. I really would like him, but we're apparently looking at getting Mason Mountain. But free agent, sign him up. Very consistent player for Leicester, one of their best players over their Prem era. I mean, look at the scores all time. Insane scores. He's got a good all-round game. He can score, he can assist. Plays for Belgium as well, who are, you know, fairly dominant international side. £16. Probably get some cheaper options for that, but he's going to be beast, I think. Especially if he goes somewhere like Arsenal or something like that. He'd probably be even good at Tottenham. We'll see. We'll see where he goes, but he's an option. Another free agent, Wilfred Zaha. I don't know why I said another free agent. They're all free agents. That's what the video is. But yeah, he's had some injuries at the end of the season, but we all know he's a super talented player. Forward, £6.89 for his limited at 30 years old. I think that's a bargain. He's so talented. 118 for his rare, so his rare's held its price a little bit more. But if we go all time, let's go L40 actually. Yeah, we can see L40's got some bigger performances. He's a good player. I would be very interested to see where he goes next. If he can go to a team that's more dominant than Crystal Palace tend to be like a mid-table side. Look at all these decisives for Palace. Like, if he goes to anywhere in Europe where they're a top 5 team, I think he's going to get loads of decisives, and at £6.89, that is a bargain in my opinion. He could be the signing of the video in my opinion. Next one, big player, Gundogan of Man City is a free agent. So there's talk of him potentially extending for another year, but there's a lot of teams sniffing around him, mainly Barcelona, but then I've also seen talk of Bayern Munich maybe looking at him as well. If he went to either Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or stayed at City for another season, he's going to score great. He really is going to score good. I can see him leaving City and not extending. One, based on his age. Two, based that City are looking at Joshua Kimmich and Kovacic of Chelsea. So they're looking at replacing him, which kind of indicates to you know, that it's the end at City for him. But yeah, just a fantastic scorer. He was I really liked him at Dortmund when he was there as well. Germany international. On the pricier side, £21, £180 for his rare. But I think wherever he goes from this point, it's going to be a top team. He had a fantastic end to the season, as you can see. And wherever he goes, he's going to be a high scorer. So £20 probably not that bad, to be honest. Anyway, Gundogan, done. Next player, Bobby Firmino. Again, held his price really well, considering he struggled for game time at the end of the season for Liverpool. £25 roughly for his limited, £170 for his rare. I mean, well, I don't really need to go and show you his scores. You know he's a good scorer. You know he's got the decisives in him for Liverpool. And I did see some people interested in him. I can't remember who it was. Was it Real Madrid as a replacement for Benzema? It might have been Real Madrid. But yeah, there's going to be loads of teams around the European leagues that are going to be interested in him. And he's going to be a scorer, in my opinion. £25 could be a bit more on the pricey side. But, you know, if you're a Liverpool fan, you want to follow him on. I think he's a good option. Free agent. Next one. N'Golo Kante. As it stands at the moment, free agent in the summer, but there's talk of Chelsea trying to extend his contract. We all know how talented N'Golo Kante is. The only thing that lets him down is his injury record over the last 2 seasons has been pretty bad. One of the best central defensive midfielders in the world. Really pivotal in Chelsea's success and Leicester's success when they won the league as well. And he can chip in with goals as well. Overall, very good scorer when he does have consistent game time. He got a few decisives at the end of this season in dappled performances due to coming back from an injury. £10.30 for his limited, £100 for his rare. Be interesting to see where he goes, because I think even with the injury record, he's still got a lot of clout. He could go to a big side and be their CDM. Interesting. 2 more players. Serge Aurier, £2.20, former Tottenham player, £15 for his rare. He had somewhat dappled starts for Nottingham Forest. He had some starts here. Obviously, Forest were in a relegation battle for a lot of the season, but he also had some really good all-round games here, as you can see, decisive there, and 48, 41. So when they do win a game and he keeps a clean sheet, he does pretty well. He's a free agent and he's 30, so he's still got time in him, in my opinion, and he did look really good for Forest, to be honest. When I did watch him play, I thought he still looked great. Be interesting to see where he goes, maybe France. I'm not sure who's sniffing around him, if anyone can let me know. But for £2.20, it's a decent punt, isn't it? And last but not least, João Moutinho of Wolves. Very cheap, 71 pence. If you're getting started into Sorare, this could be a player for you. He is 36, so the risk is that he could retire. I don't think he will, though. I think you might get a season more out of him, maybe in Turkey or somewhere like that. And he can be a very good scorer. We all know he can score goals and assist, and he can put in some really good all-round performances as well. If he goes to, top 5 Turkish team, maybe someone like that, you could see a very good resurgence in the scores. Very consistent green all the way through, as you can see. Could be very good in the Turkish side or, some teams of the like. Interesting to see where he goes as well. So they're my free agents so far for the Premier League. I'm going to do some more free agent videos in different leagues. I didn't want to do them all in one video because, as you can see, there's a lot of free agents. It would have been super, super long. So that's your Premier League free agents for the summer, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.